Hi, good afternoon. Carlos here from Whisky Situation, and welcome to Whisky Live Paris 2024, where we have the 20th anniversary of the show. And it's just been life-changing, a incredible experience. I've got with me Charles Metcalfe from Balvenie.
Charlie to my friends.
Charlie, it's always a pleasure to see you, man.
Good to see you.
And Charlie is our resident expert in the Balvenie, and we're always very excited when something else comes out, whether it's the second rose or anything Balvenie do. We're always happy to have it. Right now in the UK, we have the 14 Caribbean cask, very popular option, and I keep running out of it.
It's so popular now. Everyone always thinks when they don't see it on shelves, it's being discontinued. It's like Panic at the Disco, but it's coming. We're making more of it. It's coming. Don't worry.
It's just the demand is higher than the supply currently. So.
Can I pour you a whiskey?
Well, I just want to go through some of the newer ones because, for example, the 16-year-old French oak and the double wood 12. We know what this is and we love it. And every time it's at a restaurant, we are picking it first above other things. So, show us what Balvenie are doing now that we don't know about.
Okay.
That would be fantastic to show everyone at home.
Let's show you one of these. So, latest edition in the Stories series. So, this is hot off the press. We released it, it was about 3 months ago now. It's available in the UK. All of these are single cask whiskies, so you can see the 10th edition in our Stories series, a collection of curious casks. We picked this series because there was quite a few amazing little parcels of stock that we really wanted to exhibit as single cask. So we selected an 11-year-old GTR exclusive, which is a Hungarian wine cask, this 14-year-old American oak bourbon barrel for domestic markets, which we're going to have a try of now.
I mean, we've seen the Hungarian oak in the airports, and we've seen the 18, so let's see what we got, because the curious cask has us all curious, admittedly. So we're saying, what's this about? Why curious?
The curiosity with these was, we were actually nosing these when they were 12 years old. Our malt master, Kelsey McKechnie, she was having a nose of the 12-year-old liquid that was sampled, and she was detecting there was something else a little bit different going on. And we actually checked where these were distilled, and we discovered it was from the week after the week of peat. So obviously we do a big clean down after the week of peat, but usually there is a bit of residual peat carryover. And this whiskey has just got a little, as we're in France, je ne sais quoi, of something extra, which is a hint of peat.
The nose on this is pretty pungent, it's pretty strong.
So 47.8%. So we're bottling these at slightly higher ABV.
It smells very concentrated, and it shouldn't be. For the age it is. And if we look at other expressions from other brands, when we go to the 14 here, it smells far more concentrated than it should be.
So for me, this is like...
Very pear, very...
Definitely very
apples.
fruity. The peat doesn't appear to me on the nose. Like when you actually take it in on the palate, peat runs down the mid-palate, but a little bit different. Bit of a thinking whiskey, this one. So for me, this is still very much Balvenie. You get that underlying honeyed sweet note that we always want to see from Balvenie, and definitely, like as you mentioned, it has that fruit, that fruitiness to it, for sure.
This, I was curious about the name, but I'm now more curious about the liquid.
There you go.
It certainly does have. It's very difficult to describe because we were speaking with one of the other master blenders yesterday who informed us that 2 hours later they still haven't got the notes ready.
Well,
2 hours. So I'm trying to get what I can in 3 minutes.
It's a challenge. I mean, as I say, for me, this is like that honey sweetness.
I've got like an apple mixed with sugar puffs. Cereal. Sugar puffs versus apples. Chuck them in there. With a bit more like honey, but not direct.
Yeah.
And there is in the background, you can see there's some smoke.
He's not bad at this, is he?
It smells like the beginning of an AC/DC concert.
Never been to one, but I'll take your word for it.
It's just great. It's not good. It's great. It's excellent.
And for us, like, we were quite keen to offer these all as single casks, as I say, and at a price point that people could open these up and just enjoy these. So I think in the UK it's sitting around £85 mark for this bottling.
It gets more interesting every sip you take with this.
Yeah, it's definitely a thinker, as I say. Like I've sat with these, and obviously as them being single casks, there is definitely nuances of difference from cask to cask. And I've really, really enjoyed having these. We've had a couple of casks at the show this weekend, and each one's appeared slightly differently.
It's difficult to marry them all up the same, identically anyway, but this has boatloads of character.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a very exciting range from Balvenie, because we've all been there for the week of Pete in the airports, and from the 12 Caribbean cask, and like I said, the rest. 70 double wood, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Please come back. Come back.
It's not going to come back.
I wish it would come back like Jack in Titanic. Dipping down there's 17 double wood. When are you coming? Well, we miss it, so if we can have something to replace it, that would be excellent.
I mean, we already have replaced them, and that was the vision that we had. Was we wanted to bring in the 16 French oak into the range. So to make the stock work, something had to come out. So 17 came out, 16 came in, and we're bottling a beautiful 18-year-old PX cask finish for the airports as well. So to make those two come in, 17
I
had
look
to go.
forward to this PX cask finish.
It's lovely. If you like the double wood, that will be
that'll
be along your
huge fan
your
of
line.
wood.
Yeah.
It feels mean. You've made something so good, and then afterwards said, "I don't have any more."
We did bottle it for a good number of years, so it's nice to refresh and change things every so often. A little bit of an oddity here. So this is a whiskey from quite some time ago. You can see distilled in 1984. So 84, but bottled in 2001. You can see the bottle denotes that it's supposed to be a 15-year-old whiskey, but for those of us that are half decent at maths, you'll work out that it's about 17 years old. So we did used to do this back in the day, that we'd bottle whiskies over the age denoted on the label, just because David thought that they were at a point ready to be bottled, and off they went.
So it's more about having the age statement from there that was classically known, rather than the Glenallachie 17 and a half.
Yeah, and the quality of the whiskey. You know, if it was 15 or over, and David wanted to bottle it as a single cask, off it went. So 50.4% for this one. So we'll have a little.
Sorry, number of.
You can see it's bottle number 49. So these we used to get. For these, you'd probably get around 200, about 200 bottles of cask.
I don't think this will ruin it.
Yeah.
This will kill it, whatever it is, or overpower it anyway.
It will. So have a little try of that. Bit of a look into the past.
Wow, this is very, very different. Very different to all the Balvenies I've had. Instantly, even Balvenie Tun.
Yeah.
This is
So this really interesting. We tried it with our brand ambassador team the other day. And for me, it's very green, quite malty.
Massively creamy.
So if you've
cereal malty, it's that territory.
Have you visited the distillery?
Not yet.
Well, we can sort that.
I shall do.
When you walk into our floor maltings, it has this beautiful, fresh, green, malty smell. This is what sang to me when I tasted it first.
I see what you mean. It's... This one is even more like corn pops, cereal. This is ultimate cereal-y.
Yeah.
What I think I'm going to get is the really alcoholic cereal. Really.
Yeah.
An alcoholic's cornflakes. Let's see. My prediction from what I smell, the nose, sometimes the palate and the nose, what you taste and what you smell can be very, very different.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell a lot of people when they try food that I've got or something else, I say, don't worry about how it smells, just taste it.
Yeah.
And you've got always the apprehensive friends that go, no, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
And the other ones that will go, right. And they go.
Then
So let's see. We got.
Have a try.
It changed on you, and then when I started, I thought, right, there's some apples and some fruit there, and then it goes on to the cereal and spices you out. What is your mouth?
Yeah.
And then gets stronger and stronger, dissipates the spiciness a little bit, lingers, and then it becomes dark brown sugar, burnt brown sugar.
Yeah.
And then the alcohol still remains. And that's the kind of cycle I think it takes. That whole...
It's quite creamy, quite vanilla, those classic notes from bourbon cask, but we're obviously going back into an era here that techniques will have been slightly different. Things have changed, and I think that is a fantastic example of an early 80s Balvenie. And you know, you'll know this, you guys know about whiskey, but this was obviously a very difficult, dark time for Scotch whiskey. You know, we weren't operating the distillery at full capacity in the 80s, so this is a rare example.
A rare example, but today is where it's appreciated, where it's bottled today, handed out today, sold today, and it's like delayed money. Mm-hmm. Delayed money. And it sucks for those that were around that time. And I really feel that the more that I look at different brands and look at what happened in the industry at that time and how I live today, I really feel sorry for the people that worked in those industries that were, told bad news that they couldn't keep and production slowed and slowed or whatever it was.
Yeah,
it sucks to put yourself, in those people's shoes.
Yeah,
to know that the boom we've got today and the really seeing all this, seeing the people that are at home, speaking to them, dealing with them online, telephone, and it sucks because companies like the Balvenie, brands like the Balvenie have done so well with the expressions that we love. And I really hope that in the future, aside from the Tun series and so on, there'll be some more single casks for us.
Well, thankfully, you've just tried one already. So we are continuing to bottle single cask whiskies, and we will do that in a multitude of guises.
Different ages, different barrels.
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, the curious...
So nice to hear that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people watching will be absolutely delighted to hear the good news, really.
Yeah, I mean, the Curious Cask series is the start of that. I mean, one thing within the story series is that we didn't really highlight this, but there's other single casks. The 26-year-old dark barley, that was also a single cask. You mentioned the DCS compendium earlier, so we bottled single cask strength. It's stuff that we plan on doing and continuing, but we haven't got masses and masses of whiskey, right? Like, we're not a huge distillery. So we'll bottle stuff at a quality that we're happy with, and when it's ready.
I appreciate you showing us this, and
no problem.
The new instructions, the new single cask from Balvenie, because we're very excited to see what comes out, and we're huge fans where we are. So
thank you.
It's a pleasure, Charles.
Pleasure to meet you.